Welcome to Lighten Up Talk Radio with Michael and Lee. Join us with topics that wake up the connection to your soul. You can listen to us at lightenuptalkradio.com. Welcome to another episode of Lighten Up Talk Radio with Michael and Lee. It's Sunday, June the 10th, and we are sharing the love today. It's a Sharing the Love Sunday. Here, we're broadcasting from Dandridge, Tennessee. And today, we are going to be talking about sharing the love, balance, all kinds of things. Coming into the energy of 2012, some of you may be waking up this year. Some of you may be waking up for many years coming into this energy, but we're going to get into it. How are you doing today, Lee?
I'm doing great, Michael. It's good to be here.
Yeah, I'm always excited to be here, too.
Me too.
Well, we're going to first kick off our show, as usual, with a oracle card. Go for it. You're going to pick it, Lee.
I will.
Let's see what we get today. They're always perfect. We know that.
It's come out of the closet.
Oh, my gosh. That is great. That is so...
Now, that's a different one that hasn't been chosen.
Wow. So are you all ready to come out of your closets? I think, these last couple of weeks, what we've been talking about is we've been talking about this basic concept of being your true self, expressing who you are, and the 2012 energies, which we're going to talk about today, are all about coming out of your closet, being who you are, expressing yourself. And what a beautiful card to kind of confirm us today on our topic.
It looks beautiful to me, Michael.
I was going to describe the picture on this card, but I don't even know how to pronounce the Ascended Master's name that's on it.
Well, Michael, that's why I handed it back to you, because I didn't know either.
I'm going to try. It's Amaterasu, Amaterasu, and she is an Asian goddess, and for some reason I'm feeling like she's a goddess of the sun. That powerful energy of really stepping out, being bright, being yourself, all of those things. So what is it that you are holding in your closet? Is there anything on your heart, your mind? Yes, I'm talking to you, Lee, but I'm also talking to all of you out there that are listening today. Is there anything that you've been repressing within your own mind, your own heart, your own body that needs an outlet of expression? Well, it is the time to do that. Before we got on the radio today, I was sitting in the chair and I had this stream of consciousness that I just felt that it was for me, but it was also for all of you, all that are listening today. And in this whole idea of the energies of 2012, what we've been coming into for many, many years now, the stream was that it was time to be open to everything that comes into your life. Spirit said to me, Michael, it's time for you to just totally be open to everything that comes along your path. To not judge it, but to be open to it. Relationships, experiences, opportunities, everything. Because all of what's coming for you will be birthed out of these openings and being open to whatever comes your way. That doesn't mean, because I asked the question, I said, well, what does that mean? How does that kind of more detail relate to me? And the answer came, it doesn't mean that you have to do all of these things, but it means you must be open to them, to go through the process of being present with each opportunity to see whether it resonates with you or not, to speak your truth about it and move on, or take action and go for it. And you don't have to do it right away. You can Spirit said very directly to me, you don't have to do it right away. You can just be open, look at it, and sit with it a little bit. See how it feels with you. Meditate on it. Ask your angels, guides, your higher self, is this something that is for my highest good? And going through the whole process and let the divine guidance unfold for you with whatever that is. So I ask you all out there to do the same. Be open to whatever experiences are coming into your life. Another thought that just hit me is, oftentimes I know, Lee, you and I have talked about this. You pray or ask for guidance, and it comes over and over and over and over again in the same way, but because of not being open to the way it's showing up, you never even realize that you've received the answer to the guidance that has been asked. So again, this is such an important thing, to be open to every opportunity without prejudging it as to what may happen if you go into it. So obviously I'm being reminded of this, and we are today on this show reminding you all of this as it was given to us, to be open to whatever comes down your path.
I agree with that. Very much so. And I was just looking at this card while you were speaking about coming out of the closet. I have to speak about that a little bit. We were just having a conversation about that a little while ago, and I was expressing certain things that could be coming down my path in the near future. I have been going through a lot of dream states in the past couple of weeks, and they've just totally changed as far as in the shift of 2012. And I'm actually seeing a lot of pictures in my mind about some of the changes that will be coming, and as well as going into the life coaching part of seeing other people. I was out this past Monday, and I did about 3 different life coaching segments. And when I walked into the home, I was looking at a lady that her face looked totally gray to me. And I know what that means to me. What that means to me is that she was ill, and that there was something coming. And I somewhat knew what that was, and I expressed that to her, that she needed to go to a doctor because she had a bad infection within her, and I felt it. And the very next morning, I got a call, and she was in the hospital, and she had a stroke, and it was from a very bad infection, and she's still in the hospital as we speak. That was a situation that when you're talking about opening the door and coming out of the closet, there's a lot of people that would have not have walked in there and said, you're looking pretty bad today. Because she was sitting in a chair and waiting on me to come in there to actually do a reading for her in a totally different environment than in a health environment. But I felt like that needed to be done. And so needless to say, she called and made a doctor's appointment that afternoon and went in. And, we're looking at a situation right now that she is being cared for, which it could have been totally different than that. I don't know. It's divine order. But I think it's when you're coming out of the closet, there's a lot of different ways you can look at it. You have to be totally open within yourself to be able to really say what's on your mind and free yourself from that. One of the most difficult situations is that if you got preconceived ideas about a certain topic, I still think you have to express it. You just have to do that. And you have to take the faith that whomever that you're speaking with will not judge you. If they do, then that's their deal, not yours. Mm-hmm. They will listen to you with an open mind. Whether they take that information or whether they go by anything that you say is up to them, not myself. Because that would be me judging them. And so we always have to have a very impartial type middle-of-the-road situation to where everybody, handles themselves the way that they choose to do so in the ending. The energy right now of 2012, there's a completion state, and I know we were talking about it earlier that June and July and August is completion of a lot of things that maybe has been going on in your mind and your heart that needs to be completed at this time. I know there's several situations that I'm going to be encountering myself, and I will handle that as best I can, and I will close that door when I need to. But I don't think you can get, excited over it. I don't think you can get to the point that you can't function anymore. There's so many people that I've been meeting, particularly this year, that seems to think that they have to always do what the other person wants them to do. I had a situation such as that at the beauty salon about a week ago with a lady, and she was telling me that that she had gone to a doctor, and she was not happy with. He wouldn't speak with her. He wouldn't really give her a lot of information about what was going on, and that she was just really apprehensive to really do whatever he had told her to do. And I said to her, I said, well, whatever you feel is what you need to do. And if you do not want to go back to him, you can choose another person, or have another conversation with him, and maybe it's just not a good match between the two of you. And I found out last night that she was actually in the hospital, that she went ahead and had the minor, it was just strictly a minor surgery, an outpatient type thing. And she totally went into a situation that she is now hospitalized with this individual that she was very unsure of doing the surgery, but she did not want to hurt his feelings.
Oh, wow.
So I think that is a prime situation of when you have an inner self and you get messages like that and you're just a little unsure about that person, I think that you have to just still have to go for it, regardless of what a person thinks of you one way or the other. You just have to go to what the message that you have received from this.
Come out of the closet. You just
so you have to come out of that
closet.
You have to come out of that closet and just go for it. And I know I had a conversation, and there was other people in the room, and I just felt just compelled just to tell her exactly my thoughts about it, because you see, if I hadn't have done that, it wouldn't have freed me. And I would have been sitting here last night when I had a phone call about this. I wouldn't have been sitting there, and I'd been saying, why did I not say something to her? But you see, it freed me, because she had her own free will to do what she wanted to do. But it freed me from having to sit there and say, wow, I kept my mouth shut. I kept myself in the closet, and that's not what I should have done at that time. I think that you have to always honor people with love and compassion. But I also believe that you need to speak your truth. And when you speak your truth, you're always out of the closet as far as freedom for you and freedom for the other person, for the energy to run the way that it needs to be. And from henceforth in 2012 is just a year of change and closure. So you have to honor that in most anything that you do. You have to honor it. I've had that situation that happened to me on Monday, and then I had another situation that I've had all types of balances going on with me this week, as far as seeing certain type of totem type animals, and very, very interesting experiences. I have been taking on some energy as far as doing a few things this week I really have been fighting to do. And so I've been seeing all these different types of animals that I normally would not see. And so I just make a note in the book, and I'll come back home, and I have a book that Ted Andrews actually wrote that's about animals speak. And I actually look up every single one of them that I have encountered this week. One of them was a possum. One of them was a snake. One of them was a bluebird. And it was very interesting circumstances that I was in when I actually saw these around me. And I came and I looked up everything about these animals as far as what would that sign be. And the energy that I was in at that particular time when I saw them was exactly what that animal actually represented in this book. So you have all types of facets of information as far as talking with people, reading books, or the cards that we talk about every week. And you've got it out there. Mm-hmm. And regardless of what other people think about how you obtain your information, which totally should be from divine order, but you still have tools out there that has been put out there for you to look through and to be able to really meditate on. And I would suggest for you to do that.
Yeah, there's so many wonderful tools out there, all different types and things, and just coming out of the closet and using whatever tool that resonates to you.
It's true.
You know, I was thinking this whole come out of the closet thing reminds me of a part of my process in this life. You know, there's all different types of ways that you can come out of the closet, all different aspects of our lives that we can be more authentic, more expressive, more truthful, not only for ourselves, but you just never know where you may help someone by being your true self. And even if it's challenging, just going for it. You know, for me, as I think I've touched a little bit, we talked about me being a gay man and coming into this lifetime as knowing that that's part of my purpose, part of my role, so to speak, in this lifetime is identifying in this human world as a gay man. And that coming out of the closet, which has been a process over many years of different layers and levels of accepting myself and going out into the world and not having to preach it, but just be it. It's not like I have to go yell it at the top of the towers or anything, but I'm learning through my life how to just be who I am in situations around people, even if they're not comfortable with it either, or it's something new that maybe they haven't been around a gay person, and they've heard a lot of stereotypes around what it means to be gay, which you might as well just throw all that out the window, because whether you're straight, gay, man, woman, there's stereotypes in everything. And if you believe the stereotypes, you're going to be stuck in the stereotypes. So might as well let them go.
That's
and
correct.
Just come out of your own closet and come out and be who you are. So this whole idea is just a real neat perspective in the importance, because I know myself going through a lot of traumas around being gay and identifying as a gay man, growing up, experiencing, the making fun of, hearing people just absolutely berate and trash others. And for me, I literally had to go hide, on so many different levels. And so I do understand how painful that can be when you have something that is so a part of who you are and the way that you express in this world, and yet feeling that, oh my gosh, I just can't do this. I'm going to get, someone's going to say this, that, or another, or maybe even experiencing the trauma of being abused around that sort of thing. And I can tell you from my experience that the only way that I've been able to deal with it is accept myself, no matter what the outside world looks like, is, or whatever. When I accept myself, I get more in return, get more acceptance in return. And gosh, it can be challenging, very challenging to step through those doors, step out of the closet in those different ways. But I'm still learning in my life the importance of all of that. And no matter what abuse you've had, traumas, just find a way to just do it. Open those doors and find a way. Find a way to express yourself in writing, classes, taking baby steps if you have to. As for me, when I was a teenager, I was confronted by my mother in a very, very derogatory way. And, she didn't know better. And a part of me understood that then, but I still had a tremendous amount of pain and going deeper in the closet at that time by dealing with all of those feelings and having to learn to deal with them. But through the years of, for me, moving away from the household, getting myself out of those energies and stepping into new ones, I've gently found myself. And I understand there's probably some of you out there that can't just step out or having trouble just stepping out of some of those energies. And if you're a younger person, that is a teenager, or someone that is, helping them find some people that they can at least relate to. Thank goodness we have YouTube and all of these things today where you can reach out and put things out in different ways to find other people that are on the same page as you, that have the same interests. So no matter what it is, reach out. If you're having trouble coming out of your own closet, whatever that is, reach out for some help. There is help out there. And again, thank goodness for the internet and all kinds of tools. We would love to help you. You can email us at lightenuptalkradio@gmail.com. And at some point in the future, we'll be having call-ins. So we look forward to that. But, there's all kinds of avenues.
There's that. And while you were speaking, I was making a few notes. We've talked about this before because we do not script anything. Whatever comes out is what it is. And the only thing that we're doing is looking at each other's eyes and reading it. So that's about the extent of our prep on this thing. But anyway, I did want to touch upon a couple of things that you said, and it really wasn't what I was going to talk about before, but you opened me up to talk about this. I do believe that everybody comes into this world the way that God put them to come into this world, and it's always for lessons. It's back to that again. We always learn the lessons in our purpose of life. If we were all the same, then we would not learn any lessons. So we have to always be different, and that's okay. Any way that it is okay. It brought me to the point of talking about religion as well. It is amazing to me that, I'm involved a lot in classes as far as, angel classes, or people invite me to different things, drummings or sweat lodges or whatever else that we're doing, trance sessions, all the above. And people will say to me, I am just so interested in being able to go to these places. But I actually go to a church, and I do not want anyone that is there in the church to be able to know that this is what I'm doing. And it's been pretty amazing at all the different people that I have heard this from. It's been very amazing to me, because I have personally have not ever been in that space before. God is God. The angels are angels. Ascended masters are ascended masters. It makes no difference to whether you're in the spiritual realm of it, or if you're in the traditional, what they say, traditional churches. And so I'm always saying to these people, well, I'm not going to say anything if you don't say anything, if that's the way you feel. I mean, I just feel like that's not coming out of the closet, but that's their deal, not mine. So I don't judge that. But you always have the opportunity to change. A lot of times it's around some of the upbringing that you've had. A lot of times it's around people that has influenced you and friends and this type of thing. But you have to be yourself. I cannot express this anymore. You have to be yourself. Because until you are who you are, you can't free yourself from it. It's just not a freedom part. Mm-mm. And there's so many people that that I listen to on a weekly basis that just doesn't come out of their own closet because of the fear within them of not wanting other people to know what they're doing or where they're going. They're living a life of a facade of non-truth. So, to me, in God's eyes, God wants you to be very truthful and wants you to be yourself and wants you to be exactly how you were made. And if you're not your true self, then you're totally going against the religious belief that you might have. Because because you're going to church on Sundays and every time the door opens that you're doing that does not mean that you're even any closer to God than someone that has church in their own homes. Or they go to angel classes. Or they go to any of the other classes, that spiritual-oriented type classes, or metaphysical, which a lot of people will say, and they just have this stigma about that.
Mm-hmm.
And when, in reality, most of these people have not even been there to even know what it is. Okay? I try to go across the boundaries to go anywhere that I'm invited to go. I'll go at least once. And then if it feels right to me, as far as within my own self, then I will continue. But if it doesn't feel right for me, I still don't judge the people that's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that a lot of times when you see classes or things that would really help you open up and to get out of the closet, you just need to go for it. And don't even go into your mind that someone might know that you're going there, that you don't want them to know that you're going there.
Just stop
because that in
prejudging it.
itself is you're still in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
So you're defeating your purpose of going with that type of thought pattern.
Stop prejudging it.
You just got to stop judging it.
Mm-hmm.
There are several words that I would like to say that you are always good enough.
I love it.
You're always good enough. Because the enough is within you, not with anybody else. And when you're feeling good about you, it's totally right. When you have a burden within you, it's not. So you need to reach out, and if it takes you out of the comfort zone, then you need to go there. Do not judge anything that you have never attended at least once, because that is not freedom. And everybody has freedom to come out of their own closet and to participate and then make their own type of judgment about whether they want to continue on or not. Even if you go there and it doesn't resonate with you, you still don't judge the people that's there. I don't do that with things that just doesn't resonate with me, and I think that that's the way that God made us to be. There's nobody perfect. I'm not any better than anybody else is. But I do have an open mind about everything. Everything. And I thank God for bringing me in with this type of spirit to where I'm non-judgmental. And I do know that you can work yourself out of any situation that you're in. You can always work yourself out of it and have a wonderful life, because that's why you're here, is to have a wonderful life and enjoy it. And it really makes no difference what other people think about you. It's only what you think about yourself.
Why don't we all just take a minute to absorb all of that and imagine opening our hearts. Opening those hearts to be willing and allowing of ourselves to try new things, to look at things in a different way, to be open to new experiences and not prejudge them anymore. Because the prejudgments are just oftentimes something that we've picked up in our life through, it could even be traumas or family members or other people that had prejudgments that they were living with. And let's allow this energy, let's ask the angels to assist us right now with opening our hearts, clearing out any of our preconceived notions, ideas about life. There's no better way to find out about life than there is just to live it. Step out, try whatever is in front of you that you are called to do, where that inner ding goes, ding, 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 ding. This feels like something for me. And I may even be a little frightened of it. But you're never going to learn unless if you just step out and try it. And these energies of 2012 are all about going for it, going for your heart's desires. Whatever is in your life that you haven't done, you've put on the back burner, you've kept the closet doors closed, whatever it is, this is the year to open them up. Open it up, look at what's in there, and start taking some steps. Moving forward and being present in your moving forward, one step at a time. This is it.
It is never too late, no matter what age that you are, what situation that you're in, what type of opportunities that could very well be open to you that you absolutely will shut down because you feel like that I'm just too old to do this, or what would people say about me if I go and do this? It can be all kinds of judgmental things about it. It's never too late. You can go in to your true purpose of life at any age. It's just very fortunate that a lot of people go into it a lot younger than they do when they're later, but it still doesn't make any difference because what happens is when you get into the later part of the years, I think you get it twice faster. I also think that you absorb it just as much as somebody that might get it at 20, so you never can look at that type of situation. It's all in how you open yourself up, because God will put it into you very fast. Very fast. Spirit will put it in very fast when you totally open yourself up. And I wrote down a note here about fear. And my definition is of fear, anytime that you might get in a very depressed or fearful mode, I put fear equals trust in God. Because when you trust in the upper beings, why do you have any fear? Because you cannot control anything in this universe. You cannot do this. You can have an open mind and you can choose, but you can't control it. And you really have that totally in trust. And I had a situation with a friend of mine that's very fearful to leave the house at a certain time because don't want to go in at night when it's dark. And my topic with her was, what difference does it make if it's light or dark? It's the same God, 24/7. So it's not around whether it's light or it's not around whether it's dark. It's around your trust. Everything is around trust. When you trust in yourself and you trust in the information that you get and how you feel, that if you're feeling good within your body, then you know it's right. That's when you can step totally out of the closet and never look back in that closet again. And all can be achieved by any age that you are. If you're going on 100, then that's still okay, because you're still going for it. You're still going for it. And I would entertain particularly now. Now is our time to be in our greatness, not in our fearfulness, and not in our judgmentalness. It's just go for it.
And, you know, with that, sometimes to come out of our closets and go for it, we have to clean them out a little bit. What we're talking about today, being open to take steps, be open to opportunities that come to us. Sometimes we have to clean out and make room for them as well, make room for us to even see those things. We're talking about being an open vessel for the highest good, for service, for giving to others, and in giving do we receive. And so you may want to take some time to take an inventory of what's cluttering your closet And that could be your mind closet, your body closet, your home closets, literally, your vehicle, your this, your that, your family. What things are cluttering in your family as far as communication goes? What channels of communication in your life are completely cluttered and keeping you from being open to listening? There's so many ways to look at this, coming out of the closet and cleaning it out so that you can't even see what's in there. Because oftentimes we don't even know what's in our closets because they're so dirty, or they've gotten cluttered, or maybe they just need a quick cleaning, a vacuuming, a dusting, so that we can see clearly what's there. And, appreciation is a good way. Appreciation of self, gratitude of self and others is a good way to dust the closet out. I've really been putting some intention in my life as of late to be more appreciative of others, especially people that I've had around in my life a long time, because it can be easy when you're with somebody a lot to forget to be appreciative towards them. And that has been one thing on my list as of late to be aware of, to keep my closet. I love this word. I love this card that we picked, because we've been able to play with it all.
And this
whole
is not
show.
even what we were even going to speak about today.
But it's
show.
Yeah, exactly. But it's this gratitude, this appreciation is just a wonderful way to stay clean and dust free and clutter free, and appreciate what's there. And that appreciation oftentimes makes room for letting go of things as well that are not useful anymore.
I also would like to add as well that a number of times when you have you've raised your children and they're grown, they try to reverse roles with you and go into telling you what you need to do out of your own life. Because as a parent telling the children at that time, you're telling them what they need to do with their life. So
what comes around goes around.
It's a reversal of roles at a number of times. And I know I speak with a lot of people that say, well, I could never do any of this because of my children, or I could never do any of this because what would they think, and my grandchildren and my sisters and my brothers. Well, you know what? It's just around you. Whenever you take on your own self, it's amazing how your own children or your own family start appreciating you a whole lot more, because they don't think that you're letting them run your whole life. It gives them freedom to be able to go out and do their own, because they don't have to go in and they don't have to think about you as far as how to run your life. So it's amazing that at times you have to have that conversation and just totally clear the air and just say, I've done very well in my past doing my life, and I'm just working on it every day to even get it better, and I expect the same respect as I gave to you when I just let you leave the home with your freedom and you go out there to build your own life. I'm still building mine. You can never stop building your house. You never stop building it, because it is your house. And your house can be your body. It can be a physical house. It can be your mind. It can be anything that you want to do out of your own life. And I entertain the idea for all to look in to their soul and what really makes you happy, to go for it. And don't allow any energies in there that doesn't serve you, or you even have to think twice about, I don't really care for that. I'm not sure I want to do that. Well, trust me, if you're not sure you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it, because there's that question in your mind. So just free yourself. Totally free yourself. And if you get any type of feedback from any of your family or your people that you meet or your friends, you just have to just be very kind and very thoughtful and say, I'm doing just fine. And if I ever need any of your help, I will call you. That is the closure to that story. And it's freedom. And whether you believe this or not, I do believe it's freedom for both sides. Because children take on the thinking at times that, you've kept me for a number of years, now I need to take care of you. And in reality, each person needs to take care of themselves. You cannot go in there and do sufficiently, taking on all these different energies, and leave yourself to where you're not looking for you. That's not selfishness. And that's not being egotistical. That's just reality. If you can live this life and be happy within yourself, when it's time for you to leave, then you have had the greatest time that you could ever expect you would ever have.
That's beautiful, Lee. And, I was just on a thought pattern of kind of what you've been talking about, related to the last couple of years of my life and having the opportunity to move back in with my mother, which has been, it was very challenging at first. There are still challenges that come up, and it's just part of life. But having the opportunity, and I'm going to keep using that because it has been such an amazing opportunity to reconnect with her and work through a lot of challenges and things from childhood. She's a very strong woman, and I do love her very much. And in childhood, oftentimes her strength would come across as being very judgmental, not loving at all from the way that I experienced it, very controlling. And so there was a part of me that went deeper and deeper into the closet because of it. I didn't feel like I had any power, any say about things, as far as my life choices went as a young person. And oftentimes because the things that I thought and felt that my life was about were crushed in terms of how they were talked about, or the judgments that she must have grown up with and was projecting, again in her life. And so it's taken a lot of years to work through that, but having the opportunity to actually move back in and learn how to stand up for myself with the person that I felt most crushed from has been very transformative. And as I have done that, I have learned the lesson that I have taken my power back in life, period. By going through this transformation with her, learning how to, for her, she's learned how to listen to me. We've learned how to communicate on an emotional level so that if something is bothering me, I can express that to her and she will give me room to work through it. And it's just been an amazing blossoming that I could just begin to talk about in the moments we have still on the show. But not everyone has the opportunity to do that, but it really doesn't matter. I have had the opportunity to do it with that person, but it really doesn't matter. All you have to do is start doing that with everyone in your life. So with this whole topic today of coming out of the closet, I just so recommend you taking this time while you're listening to the show to commit yourself to being yourself, to taking some step today, some intention today, some awareness today to step out of your prison that you've created. And that first step will lead you out of whatever closet that you have put yourself in. That one first initial step.
There will be so much freedom when that happens that you will never look back.
Amen.
You will always go forward in total happiness. It's the first step that's always the hardest. So free your mind and just let it go. And when you put the intention out there that this is what you're going to do, it will happen for you. Total happiness, which is what all of us deserve.
Every divine being, energy, and the whole universe is behind us to step into our trueness, our authenticity. And with that,
and so it is.
So it is. Enjoy the rest of your day, taking your first step in whatever area of life you choose.
Enjoy the journey.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.